Hey, Arun.
Hey,
Have you seen Ed around?
I have not actually. You guys had any plans?
Yeah, we were supposed to go to lunch, and I'm starving.
Well, you know what? I'm doing some research on cloud technology. Do you want to perhaps grab a bite with me instead, and we can just catch up a little?
Sure, let's do it. I'm parked up top. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Sloan!
Arun,
How goes it?
it goes.
It's a very beautiful car you got here.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Is it new?
It is new, yep.
Yeah,
Just
very
a
nice.
few months old.
Very nice BMW. Hey, listen, do you want to try this authentic Mexican place for lunch?
Sounds fantastic.
Okay, it's called Willie's, by the way. All right, you ready to go?
Sounds very authentic.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
There's a lot of buzzwords out there. There is mobile, there is social, there is big data, which obviously needs a lot of data, I assume, and cloud. Of the four, cloud technology somehow stood out only because I know we've been using it, and in general, I don't know the cloud landscape very well, except for maybe the service providers for cloud, the most common ones, Amazon, we have Microsoft, we have Google. So I know that much about the cloud, and I know that most of the technology that the cloud enables falls in the infrastructure as a service area, and you're an expert at that. So from your perspective, what does cloud basically mean? I mean, can you lay it out in a Cloud 101 type format?
Sure. So to me, when I think of the cloud, I really think of the next evolution in, supplying enterprise solutions to our clients. In a traditional bare metal environment, you're limited by the hardware that you have in your data center and your procurement process, and you get to take advantage of all of the infrastructure that cloud provider gives, which allows you to spend time cultivating really unique solutions for your clients without having to deal with the complication in operating your own bare metal solution.
So, okay, fair enough. I think some of the high-level advantages are clear, or at least they make sense. Now, is it ready for adoption? I mean, are there people are there naysayers? Agile. Agile went all the way up, and everybody was talking Agile and Scrum and methodologies and stand-ups, and all that is great. And then there was this philosophy around Agile methodologies which said, you don't do Agile. You are Agile or you're not. And that made even more sense, but then it reached a point where it just started becoming a philosophy that got too diluted. And I'm not saying Agile is dead, but has cloud taken off to a point where people are just blindly accepting it, or are there still some skeptics in your mind?
I certainly think there's some skeptics, mostly around the fact that, when you operate in the public cloud space, you're sharing infrastructure with other folks, but, security for us has been at the forefront of our design principles since the beginning, and these cloud providers offer solutions that really let you take advantage of creating a secure environment in the public cloud space. For example, Amazon offers what's called a VPC, or virtual private cloud.
Okay.
It gives you traditional bare metal data center controls on all of the information that's coming into and out of your network. So, I mean, you can really create a nice, secure environment in the cloud space.
So I think we're very close. You may want to bear right after a couple of minutes. I think we're nearly there.
Excellent.
All right. Yeah, that was a good lunch, huh?
It was authentic.
It was authentic Mexican food.
Jalapenos were very authentic.
They are. Another aspect, or another question that constantly crops up, at least in my mind, is, and I'm sure a lot of our customers must be thinking the same, what kind of skill set do you need? When you say I want to enable or use cloud technology, and I want to enable my solutions in the cloud, what kind of skill set are we looking at from a personnel standpoint, as well as the technological expertise that's needed? Does it vary between Amazon or not? At what level does it fundamentally vary?
Yeah, I think that, rather than look at a specific cloud provider, if you zoom out a little bit further to a higher level, and you just really take a step back and look at your solution on the whole, so that, and what you get at the end is that you get an application and a suite of applications that are just simply more reliable out of the box because of the considerations that you've made early as a byproduct of just wanting to operate in the cloud. So while the cloud can seem scary because you don't control all of it, at the end of the day, if you spend enough time with it up front, you do your research, and you properly architect the applications that sit on the public cloud, you really do have a more reliable solution in the end.
If you look at the old or the legacy landscape, or a land-based data center, if I may, a non-cloud based data center where you can walk in, in some cases it was preferred if you knew some scripting language, Unix, Linux, etc. What kind of skill sets do you think help when you actually talk about cloud technologies? Or are you saying it's more of a change in, you need a change in your mindset to kick it off and get in there?
So, for example, Elemicans next generation solution, we have really two distinct teams. We have our engineering team and we have our DevOps team that manage the infrastructure for our solution. But there's not a brick wall between us. One is really an extension of the other, and what that allows us to do is take a more holistic view of the entire stack from the infrastructure up. And when you have that view, it allows you to design the solution in such a way that's fluid and flexible, and that really translates to us being able to take a compelling product and move it from development to production safely in a much shorter time frame than what you would normally have in a traditional environment.
If one of our customers wants to undertake this, they want to undertake the cloud journey, and they want to become cloud enabled, how do they start? Do they just say, okay, this is my existing infrastructure, these are my applications, let me think of a cloud-based strategy which involves taking all of these things, forklifting it there, or redoing things? Where do you start? I mean, do you do a big bang? Do you start small? Do you size something and scope something? And if you do, then on what basis do you scope it?
Yeah, I think it's important to really take a look at your process to begin with, your development process, your release process, how you manage your applications and your infrastructure within the context of your current world, and then take a look at some specific advantages of the cloud, and then how you'd like to take some of those pain points in your current environment and really leverage the cloud to even some of those things out.
Makes sense, makes complete sense, because that reminds me of how Elemica went about building our operating network. We focused on the ability to discover partners on our network, the ability to mass onboard a bunch of trading partners to solve the long tail problem that we are faced with from a network standpoint. We wanted to create a network, a truly interoperable network, powered by 3 patents currently for our supply chain operating network in the areas of connectivity, establishing connectivity for message exchange, our universal business document based data transformation, as well as supportability, which is driven again by these universal business concepts based implementations. And we want to take the pain away from onboarding, and we also provide visibility, deep visibility across processes automatically by auto correlation between various messages using business concepts again. So we built out this stack, and you provided a good overview of how to go ground up. But a top-down view, you look at this overall operating network, you look at our ecosystem that we've created. It's got so many different parts, and we started really small. We started by saying, let's actually tackle the problem of having data at rest to be secure and be available. Let's start there. So we started by solving that small problem, and I think we've come a long way. So that's a good lesson for our trading partners and our customers who are interested in adopting the cloud. And without the cloud technology supporting, all of this, I don't think we would have been where we are now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thanks a lot for chatting, Sloan. That was great.
Thanks for stepping in for Ed, and I enjoyed it.
So, thank you.